Carrie Fisher, forever immortalized as a princess who refused to bow, embodied a rare duality: strength and vulnerability, brilliance and fragility. On screen, she radiated intelligence, wit, and defiance. Off screen, she confronted the relentless pressures of fame, mental health struggles, and a lifetime of feeling insufficient. Her story is not a simple tale of triumph or tragedy, but a portrait of a gifted, complex human being navigating public adoration alongside private turmoil. Carrie's journey reveals how fame, family, and personal battles intertwined to forge a voice that would inspire generations. Early life under the spotlight. Born on October 21st, 1956 in Beverly Hills, California, Carrie Fisher entered a life already illuminated by celebrity. Her mother, Debbie Reynolds, was a revered star of film and stage, while her father, Eddie Fisher, was a celebrated singer. Fame was less a choice than a permanent backdrop, shaping her earliest experiences. Her parents' high-profile divorce and her father's affair with Elizabeth Taylor left Carrie and her brother Todd navigating instability and public scrutiny from a tender age. The constant presence of cameras, gossip, and expectation meant that private life was nearly impossible, molding her early understanding of the world and herself. Childhood between roles and schools. Carrie's childhood was defined by motion. Homes, schools, and schedules constantly shifted around her mother's performances and tours. While she received an education, it was fragmented and secondary to the demands of life and show business. The stage and screen became both playground and classroom. Amid the chaos, literature became a refuge, offering the rare space where she could observe rather than be observed. Reading allowed Carrie to cultivate a sense of equilibrium, grounding herself when everything else was in flux. The instability she experienced cultivated self-reliance, sharp intellect, and resilience, traits that would later define her artistry and her ability to navigate Hollywood's intense scrutiny. Early stage career and public performance. Carrie entered professional performance early, appearing alongside her mother on Broadway. Her debut in Irene demanded precision, discipline, and poise under unrelenting scrutiny. The experience taught her to endure performance stress while maintaining composure, yet it also exposed the cost of early responsibility. Her childhood was truncated, her education fragmented, and her personal space constrained. Every show became a test of worthiness, a measure of whether she could meet expectations without faltering. These experiences instilled discipline, but also a perpetual sense of having to perform perfection, a tension that would follow her into Hollywood and into her personal life, shaping both her resilience and her vulnerabilities, film debut, and emerging independence. In 1975, Carrie appeared in Shampoo, directed by Hal Ashby, marking her entry into film. Unlike earlier stage roles, this required her to perform with authenticity rather than imitation, establishing her as an actress in her own right. The film's satirical tone demanded nuance, a capacity to balance humor and realism, while avoiding the shadow of her famous parents. Critics recognized her talent, yet lingering doubts about her ability to thrive independently persisted. The early pressure of public scrutiny continued, forcing Carrie to prove her competence repeatedly. Hollywood began to view her as capable of originality, but success came entwined with self-doubt, a recurring theme in her life. Casting as Princess Leia. The role that would define Carrie's legacy arrived in Star Wars, though not without uncertainty. She competed against established names such as Jodie Foster and Amy Irving. George Lucas initially hesitated, questioning her fit for the iconic princess. What tipped the balance was Carrie's audacious audition. Sharp, intelligent, and unpleading, she embodied a character with agency rarely afforded to women in science fiction at the time. Even after being cast, the uncertainty lingered, reflecting a lifelong tension between expectation and self-assurance. This casting, a triumph professionally, mirrored her personal experience. Success was never assumed, always earned, and often doubted until proven by sustained performance. Navigating fame and personal struggles, sudden fame brought visibility, but no safety. Carrie became a symbol while continuing to confront private battles with mental health, addiction, and identity. The dichotomy of her existence, public adoration, contrasted with private struggle, was a central paradox. She became known as Princess Leia, yet felt profoundly unseen beyond that role. Every public smile masked intense personal suffering, every performance a test of endurance. This tension, central to her experience, gave her writing and public discourse a raw authenticity. She used humor, candidness, and insight to confront difficult truths, transforming private pain into a shared narrative that challenged stigma and redefined strength in celebrity culture. Writing and advocacy, Carrie Fisher's talent extended beyond acting. She channeled her experiences into writing, producing novels, memoirs, and essays infused with wit, honesty, and unflinching observation. Her openness about bipolar disorder and addiction challenged cultural taboos, turning shame into conversation. Through her words, she illuminated the realities of mental illness with clarity and humor, offering solace to those who face similar struggles. Her influence created new possibilities in Hollywood. Female characters could be complex and intelligent, artists could speak openly, and imperfection was no longer fatal to a career. Carrie's work extended her legacy far beyond the screen. Redefining female characters, Princess Leia became a template for empowered female characters, decisive, intelligent, and unwilling to apologize for strength. Carrie Fisher mirrored that defiance in real life, refusing to conform to societal or industry expectations of women. Her characters and her public persona challenged conventional narratives. Women could be assertive, sharp, and emotionally layered without compromise. Carrie's insistence on authenticity in her roles and public life shifted the cultural conversation about female complexity, mental health, and imperfection. She offered permission to embrace flaws, to confront pain, and to maintain agency, lessons that would ripple through generations of performers and audiences alike. Legacy and lasting influence. Carrie Fisher's influence persists in popular culture and public discourse. Her refusal to hide mental illness helped normalize dialogue around previously taboo subjects. Women in Hollywood found a new model for navigating complexity without erasure, while those living with mental health challenges recognized their experiences reflected in her life and work. Her legacy is not simple or comforting. It is messy, contradictory, and deeply human. Carrie demonstrated that survival itself can be an achievement. Her courage and candor left an enduring imprint, a reminder that honesty, wit, and vulnerability can coexist with brilliance and influence. Conclusion. Remembering Carrie Fisher, Carrie Fisher's life was defined by paradox, public adoration and private struggle, brilliance and fragility, survival and self-expression. She taught the world to embrace complexity, to speak truths, and to confront mental health without shame. Her artistry transcended her most famous role, transforming personal suffering into guidance for others. In her characters, her writing, and her public voice, she left a legacy of courage, humor, and authenticity. Carrie Fisher's gone, but her presence endures, in culture, in advocacy, and in the recognition that human imperfection is both real and remarkable.